Hey there, good afternoon. You're all welcome to this live session. And in this live session, we are going to talk on a topic which bothers each and every salesperson on earth. There is someone called the boss in everyone's life. And this person who is your sales boss always is directly or indirectly a reason for a lot of stress for you, correct? So in today's live session, we are going to discuss about how do you manage this person called your sales boss. Now, when I say how do you manage your this person called sales boss, I'm not for a moment trying to suggest that this man is a cruel man. I'm not trying to suggest that this man is a negative person. But despite being a positive person, there are incongruencies between the sales boss and the sales team, and more often than not this results into a lot of stress. So how do we handle it? There is this old saying that if there is any problem in your life, directly or indirectly, it's you who's responsible for it. And in these live sessions, a lot of you have requested that, sir, why don't you speak in Hindi? So from today's live session, I'm going to do a mix of Hindi and English so that more of you can understand and communication is better. So we have one and only MV joined with us. Thank you very much, one and MV. We are discussing how do you manage your sales boss. So you have Amit Kumar, one and only, and a lot of others who have joined across platforms. We are streaming it live on Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook and Instagram. So all those of you who have joined me in this live session from various platforms, you're once again welcome. We are talking about how do you manage this person called a sales boss. So let's straight away dive into the topic and let's try and understand 5 tips. I'll share 5 tips with you as to how you could probably manage this person better. And these 5 tips, if you can see the first tip coming up, and before I start this session, it is important for all of us to understand that you cannot choose your boss, right? There is no way you can choose your boss. It's something like saying that you cannot choose your parents, right? It's the parents who choose you. So it's the boss who chooses you. So you don't have the option of choosing your boss. Now, since you don't have the option of choosing your boss, then what can you do? The only thing that you can do is learn how to manage your boss, right? So Pankaj 10x, Shevatkar Manohar, you're all welcome. You cannot choose your boss. You have to learn how to manage your boss. So my tip number 1, before we move on to the tips, I think it's important to first of all understand what are the challenges which warrants a boss management in sales. So what are the various challenges? I think if you understand the challenges well, then you will also understand why and how to manage your boss. So the first challenge which I feel is time management, because boss holds a lot of meetings. They do a lot of sales meetings, sales training programs, and they hardly leave time with you to go to the field. So which could be a problem, which could be a challenge. So one is the challenge of time management. Boss holds too long a meeting. The second problem is that of MIS management. What is MIS? Management Information Systems. So the boss keeps on asking for a lot of reports, and more often than not, he asks for those reports, which in turn his boss asks him. And most of the reports that the boss wants is urgent, and you are forced to sit in the office and prepare reports for your boss. And at the end of the day, you are asked for numbers which you are not able to fulfill. So that's my challenge number 2. Challenge number 3 is sales quota management. What is sales quota? Sales quota is the target which is given to you. Now, boss keeps on changing targets and goals. At the beginning of the month, the boss gives you a particular target and asks you to address a particular customer segment. And then somewhere in the middle of the month, he'll say, no, the target has increased, or no, now the company's priorities have changed. So you change your segment or you change your funnel and so on and so forth. So challenge number 3 is sales quota management, where the boss keeps on changing targets and goals. The fourth challenge is leadership style mismatch. Boss doesn't come out of his AC room. He's busy in strategizing always. He doesn't go to the field with you, and hence you feel that he has no idea of the ground realities, and he keeps on passing orders sitting in the office. So there is a leadership style mismatch between you and your boss. And this is another challenge which warrants managing your boss. And the fifth challenge is rapport management, because there are sales teams where the boss has his own favorites, and probably you are not one of them. And there again, there is a need to become his favorite, not by doing psychophancy, but by showing your work. So that is another challenge. So all in all, 5 challenges: time management, MIS management, sales quota management, leadership style mismatch, and rapport management with the boss. If we understand these 5 challenges, we would be able to draw out a plan as to how to manage your boss better. Now, let's take each one of those challenges one by one. The first challenge is that of time management. Now, it is very, very important, friends, that if you are into sales, you must prepare a Dilo for yourself. What is Dilo? Dilo stands for Day in the Life of. Right? So, Zuckerberg, Gang Shettiwar, Akansha, Admani, you're all welcome to the program. So, tip number 1, share your Dilo and get it approved by your sales boss upfront. If you have shared your expectation metrics with your boss, if you have shared your Dilo with your boss, and the Dilo could be something like this, that 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm doing my start of day meeting, then 10:30, I'm doing coordination with the team, then 11:30 a.m. onwards, I'm prospecting for new leads, and then 3 o'clock onwards, I'm going to do sales follow-ups. 5 p.m., I'm back to the office to do my MIS and daily reporting. 6 p.m., I'll participate in end of day meeting. 7 p.m. onwards, I'll do PR and networking. Now, if you see, I'm sharing a typical Dilo of a successful sales professional, where every aspect of sales has been considered in the Dilo. And more often than not, you should be able to stick to your Dilo for at least 20 days out of 30 days. If you're able to do it, this is only possible if you share your Dilo upfront with your boss. Take a consonance of your boss, that boss, this is the Dilo that I'm going to follow, and I need your approval for this. Now, what will happen if your boss has approved your Dilo, and if you will leave your office at 11 o'clock to do your prospecting calls? Normally your boss will not ask you to prepare any report at that time, or will not hold you back for any meeting at that time, because he knows that Sanjay, your Dilo says that you should be doing prospecting calls. Now, the problem is that most of us are not able to define our Dilos and not able to share it with our boss upfront, because somewhere we fear to make this commitment to the Dilo. Now, if you fear to make a commitment to your own Dilo, I'm sorry to say, friends, you're not a sales professional. So tip number 1, prepare your Dilo and share your Dilo upfront with your boss. Get his consonance, get his approval, because if your boss has given you the approval for your Dilo, then he will not become a challenge as far as time management is concerned. Okay, fantastic. Let's go to tip number 2. My tip number 2 is use technology to feed all reports required by boss for his MIS. You see, in today's time, first of all, you have to understand the importance of filling a daily sales report. Any salesperson who fills his daily sales report normally doesn't get on the wrong side of his boss as far as reporting is concerned. Now, if you are filling your daily sales report into a CRM software, it's very important that you must follow a customer relationship management software. And the good news is, if your company doesn't have a MIS software, you can choose your own. You can have free access to MIS softwares like HubSpot, like Joho, like sugar.com. Just go online, learn how to make use of them, and start using technology to do your daily sales reporting. Your boss might ask you to report on an Excel sheet. He might ask you to report on a WhatsApp, but those are not the real kind of daily sales report. You must insist that you will make your daily sales report on a customer relationship management software, I strongly recommend HubSpot for all of you to be doing this. Now, once you have done this and you have understood that technology is the key, if you do this, your daily sales reports are in place, and any report that any salesperson on earth is required to prepare is an extract of the daily sales report, because there is no data with any salesperson on earth which is not covered in the daily sales report, right? So fill your daily sales report every day. Use technology to prepare the kind of dashboards that normally your boss wants to have, and master the usage of CRM software through the mobile app. So all these free softwares come with a mobile app. Why mobile app? Because as a salesperson, you can be filling your daily sales report when you're working on the field. You don't have to wait to come back to the office in the evening to fill your daily sales report, right? So that's my tip number 2. Use technology to feed all reports required by boss for his MIS. Tip number 3, very, very important. Invite your sales boss for joint sales calls. It's very important for you to invite your boss. Don't wait for the boss to say that, hey, I want to come with you to the sales field. Invite him. Sir, I've got this call. Can you help me with this call? Sir, can you come to the field with me and help me negotiate this deal? Can you come to the field with me and help me show how to make cold calls? Try this. He might say no to you once. He might say no to you twice. He might say that he's very busy and he cannot do anything right now. But finally, he will be able to take out time for you. And you will develop a solid rapport with your boss. When your boss comes out to the field to make joint calls with you, you have an opportunity to flaunt your skills. You have an opportunity to flaunt your relationship in the market. And you also get an opportunity to learn from the boss. So my tip number 3 is invite your boss to the sale for joint calls to the field. Do not wait for him to tell you that, Sanjay, today I want to come to the field with you. I have had some of the best learnings in my sales career when I have spent quality time with my boss on the field. So much to learn, so much to flaunt, so much to develop rapport. Try it out. My tip number 4, make sales success a habit to become your boss's favorite. Success is a habit and failure is also a habit. Unfortunately, failure is a stronger habit than success. Now, to be able to make success a habit, because you will find that normally boss loves all those salespeople who are successful, and boss hates all those salespeople who are not successful. Now, this being very, very clear, you have to learn the science of moving into the success orbit. So you have to become successful. There is no other option. Don't look for excuses. Don't look for beating around the bush. Don't look for reasons as to why you failed in sales. There is only one reason. You have to work hard. The karmas of sales should be good. A sales trainer or a coach should be able to help you with your right karmas. If your inputs are good, your output has to be good. There is no option. Work towards it and get into the boss's favorite circle by becoming successful. And my tip number 5 is stand out behind your boss as an anchor. Your sales boss is also a human being, and you are only bothered about your own sales target. But do you know that the boss has got a much bigger target? Yes, isn't it? Do you know that it is not only you who is under stress, your sales boss is also under stress? So you got to stand behind him by not only achieving your own quota of sales target, but by helping him in super achieving your quotas, so that somewhere directly or indirectly you're able to help your boss in fulfilling his targets. Stand behind him as a good anchor. So there are 5 points. So you got to be omnipresent. Wherever the boss wants you, you got to be present there. You cannot say that, hey, I can't come for the training. Hey, I can't come for the meeting. Hey, I'm not a part of you. Be omnipresent. I know it's difficult. Always seen making an honest attempt. The boss loves those people who are making an honest attempt. You might feel that the boss loves only those people who are successful. I can tell you with guarantee, I have been a boss myself for the last 32 years of my sales career. I can tell you with guarantee that the boss loves all those salespeople who are seen to make honest attempt. If you're not making honest attempt, you will not get honest results. So the only way to get honest results and successful results is make honest attempt. Okay, so you should always be seen making an honest attempt. Learn from your failures. You see, the third point, if you want to be a good anchor behind your boss, is learn from your failures. Don't feel bad to make failures, but learn from them and don't repeat your failures. Understand the ideal customer profile. It's very important for every salesperson to understand who is the ideal customer profile and invest all your time in meeting ideal customer profile. You will find that you're always closing big ticket sizes. If you do not meet your ideal customer profile, even if you close orders, there will be small orders and they will not fulfill your sales quota. So learn to understand ideal customer profile and deal only with ideal customer profile. And the fifth point, to stand behind your boss like an anchor, is never fear sales target. Instead, works around the same to achieve it. So if your boss can think of a higher target for you, I'm sure he has a plan in place. Ask him, discuss with him. Don't say, no, this is too high a target, I can't achieve it. Work around it to see how you could actually achieve this target. If you fulfill the step number 1 to 5, I'm sure you will be able to cater to the 5 challenges that we discussed with all of you initially. The first challenge was time management. You're offsetting it by sharing your Dilo with your boss and taking an upfront approval. The second challenge was MIS management, and you're fulfilling it by doing your daily sales reporting honestly and preferably on a CRM software, and by preparing dashboards which your boss is used to have, so that instead of disturbing you, you can check your CRM software and access all the dashboards that you have prepared for him. The third challenge was sales quota management. And for this, you need to understand the science of selling, and you need to understand what are the right karmas of sales so that you can achieve your sales target and become a favorite of your boss. The fourth challenge was leadership style mismatch, where the boss doesn't come to the field with you. If you start inviting your boss to the field for joint work, he might refuse you once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, but believe me, after that, he'll come to you with the field, and you'll invest some of the most quality time together, learning, flaunting your relationship, and understanding and developing a rapport with him. The last point was rapport management with the boss. For making the rapport management with the boss, I discussed 5 tips with you as to how you could build a great rapport with your boss. Be omnipresent, always seen making an honest attempt, learn from failures, do not repeat them, understand ideal customer profile, and always crack big ticket sizes. Never fear a sales target, instead work around the same to achieve it. So friends, those are my 5 solid tips of managing your sales boss. I know it is easier said than done, but despite these 5 tips, if you're still clueless about managing your boss in sales, if you still feel that you are not able to manage your boss in sales, I give you a leverage. I give you a free audience of 15 minutes where we can discuss the specific nature of the problem that you have with your boss. So to avail this opportunity, in the next 24 hours, send me an email on sanjay@consultforsales.com. Book an appointment with me. I'll come live with you for 15 minutes and we will discuss your boss related issues. And I'm sure together we can do this and ensure that you're able to manage your boss better. I hope that this session has shed some light on this burning issue of how to manage your sales boss. And I've also given you a freebie. Book an appointment with me. The validity is 24 hours. Send an email to me and sanjay@consultfigure4sales.com. Sanjay@consult, CONSULT, figure4sales.com. And you'll get a response from my team to book an appointment with you and discuss your boss management problems. So let's smile. Let's have a wide smile. Let's understand how to manage this lovely human being called the boss, who otherwise looks like a Dracula, is actually not a Dracula. Learn to manage him, and I'm sure you'll come out with flying colors in sales. I come every day live at 1:30 p.m. on various social media platforms, which is LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can join me on any of these things because I'm on a strong mission of empowering 1 million salespersons with the science of selling before 2025. And this is my way of giving back to the society, whatever I have learned from sales. This is Sanjay Singh, your sales coach, signing off. Till we meet again tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. on another new topic of sales. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.